Hey there, welcome to game number 4 of the lower final of Fnatic versus Mad Lions. If you haven't seen any of the other games and you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you click in the links down below under the description for game 1, 2 and 3 if you don't want to be spoiled on the current result so far of this matchup. Now that we've had time for people to stop the video and click on one of those links, we are going into game 4, and after kind of a really bad draft, honestly, from Fnatic on the last one, Fnatic are still ahead 2-1. They just need to win one of these next 2 games. But let's have a look at the draft here. So we've got Zeri, Rakan on Fnatic. This time Fnatic are finally on blue side. It's taken 4 games, the 4th game, to actually get them to switch sides of the map. And I'm liking this already. We've already got Mad back on their bot lane champions that were doing really well from that last game. We got Hylissang back on Alistar, and that's what I want to see. That was such a game-changing support pick, honestly, for Hylissang and for Mad in general. I think this Alistar pick, I'm already looking forward to seeing this one already. Also got the Kalista back onto Mad. The same 2 champion picks from the last game. Yeah, looking forward to seeing how if Mad can keep up the consistency with the Alistar pick here. Rakan, wait a minute. What are you doing? What is going on here? Why? I'm sorry, I just find it so funny. What is this level 1? Both teams kind of posturing here. I don't think Fnatic can necessarily collapse on here though. Xerath's going to be able to get some decent poke here with Q, although he's going to be annoyed that he didn't get to start W level 1 because W is actually more damage and the slow utility. I think they're just here to kind of stop the Rel from doing much here, but that was super weird. Like, the Alistar had to use his flash early. Zeri also used his heal, so I don't like this for Mad already. I don't understand. I think, like, Alistar went in so deep to get vision, but at the same time, that was really risky. So we've got Hextech Flash still on Alistar, but it's obviously not going to be anywhere as good as if, you know, if the Alistar still had Flash and can maybe do like a Flash play here onto Zeri. That's not necessarily going to happen here now. Level 2 advantage going over to Fnatic here. Rakan looking to engage, having to headbutt the Rakan away. Nothing really happening from that. Mad just looking to try and get level 2 here. They hit level 2. Don't think they'll do too much here though. Like the Zeri is going to be the main weak spot. There's no point engaging onto the Rakan because he basically has like 3 dashes. So your best bet is hitting the Zeri. She still has 1 dash, but closing the gap on her is going to be easier. A dash also can be used through terrain. So Zeri, if she's standing next to a wall, could get away quite easy. This is a really nice gank here from Fnatic. Azir kind of already giga chunked down already. Not too much happening in this bot lane. Ignite on Rakan, Ignite on Alistar. Cleanse on the Kalista. I guess it's mainly for Rakan Charm. Does Kalista really need to run Cleanse here though against this team? I'm not fully sure. I guess she could be worried that maybe Exhaust could have been taken to 2, but I'm gonna say like Kalista's Cleanse here is not gonna be that effective. It's like Mad are looking for a gank down here, but I'd be surprised if they get anything here. They got no flash on Alistar, so they can't just do like a flash engage, and I think they just saw the pet go across, didn't they? They saw the pet come across from the Bel'Veth, the little green Bulbasaur kind of gave it away. Can they get a dive here? Let's see how this works. Zeri does a nice slow. Alistar goes in for the knockup, but Hylissang dying under turret. I mean, Zeri does fall down here too, but looks like the Bel'Veth might die to minions. What is going... Wait, what is going on? What are Mad doing? Like, I'm not being funny or anything, but like that play has such a low chance of working anyway. Yeah, Fnatic completely wrecked them. The Zeri slow was really nice. It caught 2 of them out. Yeah, just watch this. Alistar actually does an okay like engage here onto Zeri with the headbutt. Waits for the pulverize, knocks at them both, but man, they have to kill them a lot faster than this, and I don't know, maybe Kalista could have committed more there for maybe to make it a 2-for-1, but she's getting creep blocked there. And she thought she had enough damage before the heal proc went through, and she didn't. Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad. Another fight going down here. Zeri goes down. I'm not sure how that happened or how that setup happened. Very, very, very chaotic start here. But question marks have to be said on that initial tower dive though. I mean, I was looking at that and I was thinking maybe like if Alistair has flash and flash pulverize and then headbutt them, one of them away to make it easy to isolate them a bit easier or something. But I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure about that whole play at all. But anyway, we've got Fnatic trying to get a response here. I think they're mainly having the role here to try and stop them from freezing this lane because there's more blue minions than red minions. And if Mad keep it this way, then Fnatic are actually going to be in a little bit of trouble. That's why Rel's here. I don't think they know Rel's here. There's a controlled in the river. But it's going to be still really, really difficult. It's going to be really difficult for Rel to actually get onto that bot lane though. You can't really... It's really difficult to dive either one of these bot lanes, which is why I'm so surprised they even attempted it. It's like Fnatic are in trouble on the top side. Renekton outplays them both. That was crazy actually. Don't think Fnatic, apart from the Rumble game, I don't think the Fnatic, sorry, I don't think the Mad top laner, Chasey's had a fantastic series so far. Haven't really seen a huge amount coming from him, honestly. Another pulverize going in here. Rakan, the trade back here is huge. Alistair's already really low. Fnatic have the slight upper hand here, but there are minions here in the way. I don't think Fnatic can look to chase this. What they can try and do here is try and stop some recalls maybe coming through to give some river priority. They can try and push in this lane here, for example. And then maybe switch to dragon or just recall straight away. They got two options here. Rel's in the bot side jungle. There's no one mid here either for... dragon could actually be possible. Both top laners have no teleports, so neither of them will interfere. Looks like it's just going to be a straight recall here. Slight lead then to Fnatic because they got to push in that wave and then reset. Because they had the amount of balls to dive that level 3 Mad, I wouldn't be surprised if Alistair tries to do something once he hits level 6 on the bot side. Kalista just hit 6. I could imagine that we could see another tower dive in the bot lane with the Alistair hitting 6 this time. Fnatic face checked that brush with his Q, and luckily that he did, because otherwise that would have put him in a bad spot. You should just W over this wall, this Rakan. I don't know what he's doing. He's disrespecting it too much. Okay, that's a bad headbutt away. They're looking to re-engage onto it. Rakan nearly dies for whatever play that was, but they're trying to collapse down. Rel's looking to engage now, but the Kalista ulti pushes the Alistair to safety. What are you doing? What is going on? They're trolling. What is going on? This is like the prom game. Why did the Alistair just not use that to go to safety near his turret? Why would you exit Kalista ulti there? What is he doing? Is he just giga tilted now from the bad tower dive? Like what? This is sorry, this Hitlersong is mental, man. I don't understand this guy at all. He does like the... How can he have like such a good game from the last one and then have such a bad one and now just have it? I don't know what he's doing. I think the whole tower dive situation with him was questionable. That death should never have happened. So Mad are trying to turn it around onto the top side. There are maybe more Mad players here than Fnatic, but Renekton's not having any of it. He's just going for it. Nice kill on the Bel'Veth. That's absolutely huge that Bel'Veth dies, since she needs the Herald for the passive in order to get pregnant for the babies. So huge play here from Fnatic. This is such a good cleanup. Even Rakan's up here now. Yeah, identifying that they need to stop Mad from getting the Herald in order for her not to get the passive. So Huge victory here so far for Fnatic. For the last 10 minutes, everything in general has gone in Fnatic's favor. I don't know. I'm just really annoyed at the Alistar plays, because it also means that he's dead. He's here too. Oh no, he is here in time actually. So he's on the Rel to try and stop the Rel backing up here. There's nothing much Alistar can do here. It's just a really nice Renekton play. Now Alistar's kind of left here by himself. He's not really getting to do a huge amount. There's not much Alistar can do here. They're just getting outplayed in the individual stuff. That the Renekton just did way too much there. Fnatic comes charging in with his ulti. Just cleaning up now, really, isn't it? Renekton just smurfing. Really, really solid performance from Fnatic's top laner this series. Does mean though that Bel'Veth can get her passive. She gets the dragon. Are they going to tower dive? Alistar's now hit 6. This is what I mentioned, was as soon as Alistar hits 6, are they going to like to tower dive? I mean, this looks like this should be doable. It's 3 for 1. Not a great Kalista ulti, but Alistar's tanking turret with his ultimate. If it wasn't for the Alistar ultimate, then he would have died. But yeah, I called it though there, didn't I? Alistar hitting 6, expect to see another tower dive to kind of make up for the previous one, and that's exactly what happened 4 minutes later. So good proactive use there. Wasn't a great placement of the Kalista ulti. I don't think Kalista ulti even needed to be used there, if I'm completely honest. I think that was probably a bit of a waste. But yeah, whatever. Because like the Alistar can just pick up Ignite anyway. Like use his Ignite to get tower accurate. So he could literally just like go WQ if the Zeri dashes through the turret or does flash to dodge the headbutt, then it's just like you just ignite her and you get turret aggro that way, and then use Kalista ulti if you have to. So I think that tower dive could have been cleaner. Fancy feat there from the Azir, not dying to the Xerath ulti. Top lane situation. I mean, I really look at the bot. We've got both AD carriers still on the bot side. Both supports are trying to roam around a little bit. Looks like Rakan's trying to collapse into this Kalista on the bot side though. Kalista's identified that and actually backed off. There's 3 people bot, and Herald, was that used bot side? Was that used mid? Where was Herald used? I missed where Herald was used. Herald was used somewhere. I think maybe it was used mid then. That turret's quite low. Wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the minimap. But yeah, Kalista, actually good reactions there. Credit to Kalista to avoiding the 3-man dive onto the bot lane turret. That could have been really, really bad for Kalista. So how does Mad get back into this game? They got 1 dragon, but it's a late dragon. It's not like the dragons that they did in the previous game where they managed to get first dragon super, super, super early. There's still another 2 minutes, 30 seconds for this next dragon to spawn, and that's going to be 15:30 into the game. So it's going to be definitely a late 4th dragon. Hextech Flash being used here. Instant engage onto the Zeri. Some okay starting damage here, but Alistar didn't use his ulti, so he went down quite low quite quickly here. Yeah, the damage follow-up there wasn't quick enough from the Kalista to make use of that, but I don't know. That seemed quite an optimistic play overall. Shuffle? I think the Azir failed his flash over the wall, if I'm going to be honest. That's the second time we've seen that happen in the series. Looks like the Azir might end up going down. No? Okay. Fnatic actually is the one to lose a player from that. In the bot lane 2v2 situation, looks like Mad are losing that though. Xerath ulti comes out again. Missing every shot. Need to put the scripts on. You see the mid laner laughing in the cam there too, dodging every single one of those ultis. But ooh, Zeri taking a good chunk there, and looks like Bel'Veth's looking for a tower dive. We do have ultimate on Alistar, so this dive could work. And we don't have ultimate though on Kalista, so this is going to have to be the Alistar's just going to have to go in. Pulverize, brilliant. Zeri's dead straight away there. They're not able to get the Rakan though. They did a really good job actually, Fnatic. That was like a tough situation. But the Zeri, the way she positioned so far away from Rakan, it basically meant that they had to chase down the Zeri. but it meant that the Rakan was actually safe. So instead of getting 2 kills there, they were only able to pick up 1. That was actually a very smart positioning there from Zeri in order just to basically make it so like dragging them away from the Rakan. Really, really nice play there. Even though they obviously went off worse 1 for 0 there, but it could have been 2 for 0. Minor thing there, but it basically saved Rakan's life. So mid lane priority to Fnatic. Fnatic are still a decent wad of cash ahead. Dragon is spawning soon, and we are missing some ultimates now on a lot of people actually. On the bot lanes of both. Both bot lanes have no ultimates. We've got Xerath ulti coming up soon. We could see Xerath ulti being used here early on before Dragon gets used, Dragon spawns, just to get some, kind of like using Karthus ulti. Just to get some people down a little bit low on HP to force them to maybe reset. Xerath does have teleport, and they would have seen that Xerath would have recalled, but he's just going to teleport straight back in. He's going to take this bot wave. Looks like river priority is currently in Mad's favor, but Fnatic are trying to clean up some of the wards. Looks like Alistar's going in and getting kind of caught up, but the Azir is the one who's mainly getting caught up there. The Xerath ulti's so close to landing. There's another fight in the middle of the lane. Kalista having to kite back a lot. This Renekton is trying to get onto this Kalista, but unfortunately for the Renekton, unable to actually connect. But this Bel'Veth pathing kind of went wrong there. Surprised she's still alive, but Mad are running away as best as they can here. It's looking brutal though. Mad are definitely losing this fight, especially by how many people. There's no mid lane tier 1 turret here. We do pick up a kill on Xerath. There's a killing spree now for the Kalista. There's another kill for the Kalista. Kalista now keeps chasing up now. This Rel should potentially fall over. The kiting here from the Kalista is not enough. They're all so low though. This is it, can clean up. It's going to be 4 for 4. But it's in Mad's favor. Rel can't do the dragon. Aziz's going to get some decent push in here. Overall, a Mad victory. But man, that was a game with tight margins there. That was really close. That could have gone either way. There is a Herald, I think, that the Aziz is going forward to deny here. So yeah, the initial river fight here is really bad, but Aziz is able to not die to the Xerath ulti, and he can recall and teleport back into the fight. In the middle of the lane, if you watch the kiting here from Kalista, he's flashing away from the Rakan engage, and then Rakan just not being quite close enough in order to actually lock up onto the Kalista. Bel'Veth pathing there is super questionable. That kind of carries on the fight randomly. As Alistar gets caught off here, flashes over the wall and then dies anyway though still. Well no, he gets actually Kalista ultied. And he gets sent back in there with like 1% HP to make sure that the Xerath locked up there for Kalista to get the kill. As to getting caught. Again, nice Azir ulti to kind of disengage that though, but this Alistar needs to be a little bit more careful now. Try and pick his fights a little better. I don't know what the hell Kalista was doing there. It looked like she was stuck in the wall. Why was she looking at the wall? What? I don't know what happened to that Kalista there in the mid lane. She looked like she was frozen AFK staring at a brick wall. Which is going to allow Fnatic to get this dragon. Which isn't a massive deal. I don't think anyone was probably going to get Dragon Soul this game anyway. It's quite late, second dragon, so it's just like a consolation prize for Fnatic here. And then we'll find out what environment is going to change here. Renekton having to deal with a 2v1 situation here. And yeah, Renekton... You can't have everything. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have your team doing dragon and then you going up to tier 2 like that. Yeah, Renekton going way too deep this game. Renekton was having a solid start to the game, but Renekton's now seemingly just falling off a little bit. Not able to quite get into the positioning needed in teamfights, plus that overextension there was quite unnecessary. Nice headbutt, Pulverize, stopping Zeri from charging over that wall kind of arrogantly, really. I don't know why she pathed like that. Just, I don't know, so many of these deaths are, I don't know, I worry for EU at Worlds. So many of these deaths are just preventable. They're just stupid mistakes, really. They're not even they're not forced errors, they're just dumb stuff, honestly. And from what I've seen, most of the dumb deaths have been from bot lanes, like the AD carry and support. Honestly, Like that Zeri, I don't know why she's charging through there. Just trying to make it so she... Watch this pathing. Like, she sees Bel'Veth, right? Why the hell would you dash there? You can see the Callista's in the mid lane there anyway. You're totally fine to... If you want to dash at the other wall near tier 1 turret. I don't know what she's thinking there. Utter insanity. So... I don't know. It just must be nerves or something, but like... If Fnatic... or Mad get to Worlds, right, and they play like this, they're gonna get absolutely rolled by top teams because it's just they're playing so individual mispositioning. It's just happening way too much. Like so many unforced errors. Okay, got another big fight maybe happening here. Fnatic maybe looking like they're actually being caught off here. Charm might save Rakan's life, but he's getting locked down. Ignite will kill. Yeah, Hillsong picks up that kill. Mad is still pushing down. And then they used Kalista ulti on the Alistair to knock up the Xerath, but Xerath didn't actually fall down here. The Zeri is falling down here too. Spear's stacking up onto the rail. She might go down soon. No one can finish that off. Little dance away here from the Xerath ultis. Xerath ultis are actually connecting this time. Wait, no way. You know what, those shots, if she dies, that's actually crazy from Xerath. That was so good from Xerath because he's got Liandry's and he was like timing those shots just as basically the Liandry debuff would end to get the maximum amount of damage their output. Because if you just did ult, instead of ult, pause, they wouldn't, the Liandry's would just keep refreshing on top of itself and there wouldn't be as much damage there. But yeah, just look, Fnatic, 2 members of Fnatic getting caught out in a massive ball of Mad, and Rakan nearly manages to disengage from it. Really good engage overall though from Hillsong. Having a bit of a coin flip game this one, but he did a nice engage there with the Alistair, and then it's just the Azir's taking turret damage there, so he's having to play really far back. He does finish off the turret at the right there, but he can't take part in the fight. He's worried about Xerath ulti. Unfortunately for him, there's no wards at the back there. Otherwise, he could have probably died to Xerath ulti. So, yeah. Herald being used down into the bot lane. There is a Baron up. So we might see a Baron play here from Mad. As that... Whose Herald is that? Yeah, that's Mad's Herald, isn't it? So that's Mad's Herald, and they're going to play around the Baron. And if they don't... Fnatic don't answer it, then that Herald will eventually hit the tier 2 bot turret. Looks like the Bel'Veth is trying to look for a flank here, but Fnatic have managed to disengage from it, but Herald is still pushing in towards that tier 2 bot side. Do we have TPs? We have one TP on the Cassante. I'm just saying that if he would maybe TP down to bot side and threaten like a tier 3. Someone recalled. I don't know who that was. That was Cassante. He's teleporting back into the team fight. Baron's on 50% HP. Xerath trying to poke down. Nothing happening here. Rel coming over the backside. Unable to steal the Baron. Kalista manages to pick that one up. Rel will probably die inside the pit. Rel is dying in the pit. And the other end of the fight, Alice is trying to stop the Renekton from coming into the fight too. Herald is still pushing in on tier 2 bot. There's no teleport for Mad to go down there. That's a 3-man pulverize. That is so nice. Well done, Alistair, for that one. That wraps up that fight nice and tidy. That's a massive pulverize from Hillsong. Really good. His performance not as good as the previous game, but he's definitely had some moments here this game, Alistair, where he has done positive things, stopping Renekton from recalling, forcing Renekton to teleport back to base in order to try and defend it. Meanwhile, the Herald ended up helping take down the tier 3. That's going to help take them down bot inhib and mid inhib. What a really nice play there with the Herald and setting up around the Baron, and then winning the Baron fight. Just really putting the nail on the coffin here. I don't see how Fnatic can maybe get back into this game in the next... They're going to have to just push out the waves as best as they can, and there's going to be a dragon here available. I think Mad just goes to the dragon here, make sure that Fnatic doesn't pick that up and get some free bounty gold, and then look to go pushing into top. But yeah, this Herald threat forcing Fnatic's hand, really solid play. Rel tries to steal, nearly gets it. But yeah, not quite enough damage on Xerath to kind of poke them down, and that Kalista ulti is what sets everything up there, isn't it? Kalista ulti enabling the Alistair into a 3-man pulverize. Really wraps up that fight nice and tidy. I think that's perfect engage situation there. I think this is the best Mad game that we've seen. I think I've covered 2 games of the G2 versus Mad series before. this one, and then we did. This is game 4. This is definitely the most impressive game from Mad so far, because Fnatic have an okay draft here, I think, compared to last game. And here we finally see like Mad are able to go toe to toe with a similar, you know, an evenish draft. And I will say, I think the biggest thing is just that the Alistar and Kalista, I'd be surprised if this game is won by Mad. I'd be surprised if we see Alistar in the next game. It's looking like the last push here on the last turret, tier 3 top. Hillsong goes in onto Rel, of all people. Not really sure about that one. But Xerath poking down, actually doing a huge amount of poke. Renekton goes straight onto the backline. Zeri picks up a kill on Azir, and looks like Mad are, well, I'm not sure who's actually going to win this one. Renekton's just free to spin around in the middle of that fight. But Belveth wasn't even in that fight. There's a little 1v1 there going on with the Xerath, so it was kind of a 4v4. That one was a really difficult one to actually see who was actually going to win that fight there. But no, GG, well played, Mad. They did, first 2 games were questionable. Hillsong on this Alistar is definitely seemingly key. I'd be interested to see if Fnatic let Hillsong have Alistar again. Because if they do, maybe Mad end up winning. But 2 for 2. Go into Silver Scrapes, game number 5. Impressive game there actually for Mad. I will say that. I think that was probably the best game of the series so far. Like in terms of clean, I'd still say like there's too many individual mistakes happening from both teams though. Like the Zeri dashing through the mid lane. I'm sure there was like plenty of other like weird individual mistakes like that, but and weird flashes happening this series. Looks like Mad's slowly getting a bit more comfortable. Let's see if they're able to keep that up going into game 5. So going to a game 5, guys. Hope you guys enjoying the series that I'm covering, and I will be covering whoever wins this game versus G2 in the finals, so make sure you keep an eye out for that series too. And yeah, game 5 coming up.